I want y'all to start giving it up. Start giving it up for this man right here. He has done 30 states and over 200, yes, did I get that right? No, 30 countries, I'm so sorry, and 200 states. I want y'all to start getting, he's doing his special tonight. Y'all start giving it up right now for Troy Davis.
All right, thank you, Denise. Keep it going for Denise. It was actually 30 states. I didn't know there was 30 countries. I don't know. You know, they say if you drink a glass of wine every day, you'll live a long and healthy life. I'm all caught up. Thanks for coming to see me, everybody. This is really a nice club. It's a premier club. They have a lot of big acts that come through here. I'm not one of them. That's why we're in the attic. Yeah. I got some good friends here. I went to Chip Murphy in the back, played high school or junior high with him, football. And we played high school too, football. And that's about as far as I went. Because he went on to college and, was successful and all that. But you had to have an education, to get into college. And I spent most of my childhood avoiding that little inconvenience. So... And let's see, what else? My girlfriend is here, who's actually, I call her my wife because we've been together so long. That it's just easier to say that than explain it. But I don't feel any different about it. It's just like, see, that took a long time, didn't it? So she's actually a massage therapist. And see, people are like, woohoo, because they think that's a good thing, and it's not. Because that's what she does all day long. It's the very last thing she wants to do when she comes home. So I'm glad she's not a hooker. That. That'd be doubly bad, wouldn't it? That would be awful. Yeah, my good friend Dave Metters and Catherine are here, high school friends. My good friend Paul Hazard is here. He's a contractor. And you don't want to know some of the stuff he's contracted. But he's... Oh, you're welcome, man. See what happens when you know somebody so long? The stories just kind of reemerge. So, as many of you know, because I have a lot of friends here and I have some relatives too, that I am also a contractor. I'm a masonry contractor. And I got a little story to tell you because, real life stories are sometimes the funniest. Would you guys agree with that? So everybody knows where the intersection in 96 and Meridian is? Okay, I'm heading home. And I'm trying to get on the interstate there at Meridian, to head east. And, it's a hot day. And I got my window down and I'm like, hey, there's McAllister's right there, So I pulled in, got me an iced tea, got back in line, and I'm getting ready to... There's one car in front of me. I'm getting ready to turn, on 96th Street to get on and it's this chick in front of me in a convertible, and she's texting. She's not paying any attention, and I'm behind her. I can't go, and I'm like, oh, and I was like, hey, I wasn't like, hey, bitch. I was just like, hey. Because there wasn't any cars coming in front of her. Of course, she don't know that because she's on her phone, So by the time that I yelled out, and hit the horn, she looks up, and of course, at that time, some cars were coming. So in her little mind, she is totally justified, and I'm the asshole, So she starts flipping me off, I guess this bird ballet from behind. She's like, calling me all these names. I'm like, oh, jeez. I just want to go home. I don't want to deal with her. So I just pulled up over the curve, and I went around her. And I turned right there to go left, to get on the interstate. And here she comes right beside me. And my company was called the Brick Doctor, and I got my sign on the side. She pulls up. I don't even want to look at her at this point. And I could hear her, going, Brick Doctor, huh? And she's writing the number down, I'm like, I don't know where this is going, So, and then she pulls up. She's sitting there, and she gets on her phone. My phone rings. It's like, what a gift this is. I get to have the last word. So she's like, yeah, is this the brick? I knew it was her, so I'm like, a brick doctor, you know. She's like, yeah, I'd like to report one of your drivers. I said, is this the bitch in the convertible? Nailed it, man. Nailed it. So, I talk about a lot of stuff here. Some of you already seen my act, so just go along and just kind of fake it, if you would. Right? You can fake it, right? I don't know. They say ladies are pretty good at that. I don't know. Hey. No, they say that, like, a lot of women do fake an orgasm. And here's a little news flash for you as guys. We don't care. We don't care. So, appreciate you guys being here. You saw my daughter earlier. She's very, good for her. And Denise, too. Keep it going for Denise in the back. She's very funny. Yeah, my daughter was an interesting teenager. You know, she was really honest, but she didn't always tell me everything. Yeah, I had a half a gallon of vodka in the garage in the freezer, and it was suddenly frozen. So I call this to her attention, right? We got frozen vodka here. She's like, how'd that happen? So we take vodka out of the freezer, and you let some out, put water in this place, put it back in, it's going to freeze. She said, I didn't know that. I said, I could see that. Her best friend at the time when she was a teenager living with me is the biggest drinker I've ever seen in my life. I have never seen anybody consume this much alcohol, like ever. Her name was Audrey, and my daughter's good friend. I came home, went on a little road trip, do a gig. I came home about a half a day early. I found Audrey passed out on my couch. And I've never seen anybody consume this much alcohol, like I said. She's 18, shouldn't even be drinking. So I'm like, what's going on? Well, you know, she got in a scuffle with her parents, needed a place to stay a day or two, but she was the only one here, and I didn't have any parties. There was an empty keg in the backyard. This fucking Audrey can drink. Apparently she's a chain smoker, too. Because there's like 500 cigarette butts in the backyard. All different brands. I thought that was kind of odd, you know. No brand loyalty. $50 rolls of toilet paper missing, too. She's a pooper. Anybody here teach your daughter to drive? Anybody? Yeah. Yeah, that's a little that's a little scary, isn't it? Well, Coley doesn't like this story, but she was a little uncoordinated, okay? And I wasn't going to get her a car right away because I knew she was going to wreck, right? Like, first thing, you know? So I made her wait till she was 18, and she was pissed, you know? But she comes up to me and she goes, well, Dad, why don't you just get me a practice car? I'll be all right with you guys, right? Turn my daughter loose in a practice car. So we were talking about the whole car issue. We decided that she should get a job, you know. Well, I decided. So she went down to the local pizza place to apply for a job. I told her get there at 10 o'clock when they open, right? Make a good impression, right? Get there bright and early. Let them know you're serious. So she went down there, had a friend take her. She sat in the parking lot for like, I don't know, maybe 2-3 minutes. And she came home. And I said, did you get the job? And she said, no, Dad. I'm going to go back after 12 o'clock. And I said, why? She said, because there was a sign in the window that said, now hiring afternoons and evenings. I swear. Now you know I didn't want her driving. How about stepkids? Anybody stepkids? All right, cool. I had a couple stepkids. That's the reason I got divorced. Well, you know how stepkids are, right? You can't tell me what to do. You're not my dad. Yeah, I know. We can find me. Thanks for going along with the real material here. You're supposed to love your stepkids just like your kids, but it's not that way. Come on, be honest. If there's a fire. Who are you going to save? I mean, sure, you'll go back. If there's time. If there is time. I have another daughter. I have 3 daughters and 1 son altogether, and she's a mother of 3. I got to tell this story here. She has 3 kids, and the oldest one is almost 11, and she hasn't had the sex talk yet, right? Because she's 10. She's not old enough, so she hasn't done that. And so she went to school. My granddaughter went to school and found out how babies were made, at school, which is probably not the best place, to learn. And she comes home on the school bus with some older kids, and she learns some more stuff, And so she comes home and she confronts my daughter. She's just all these questions, and she's really worked up about it. And my daughter's not ready to have this talk with her, so she tries to, she's kind of forced to. It's like, well, Mom and Dad, we love each other, and Dad takes his part, and Mom's part, and, she's just like, I wasn't there. I'm trying to recreate the face. She was like, oh, you know what she was most upset about? She goes, you mean to tell me you and Dad did that 3 times? And then, of course, she had to explain, the sacrifices we make for our kids. Tell you guys a little bit more about myself. I lived with a gay man for several years, and thank you. And I love him too, with all my heart. It's my oldest son. It wasn't my first choice for him, I'll be honest with you, but I'm totally fine with it. I'm totally accepting. A lot of parents have an issue with it. I never did at all. If anything, I felt like I supported him accidentally, because his whole life always says stuff like, hey, you don't like something unless you try it. Yeah, I was thinking broccoli. Yeah. A lot of parents are like, get out of the house, That's ridiculous. Hell, he cleans the house, And he decorates too, that's important, He came out about, 8, 9 years ago. Well, actually, he didn't come out. I went in after him. Sir, I have no idea what that means. Just kind of fun to say, But we had a great relationship, But anytime I give him advice, or I say something supportive, I couldn't help but think like there was a gay meaning behind it, One day I'm like, I'm behind you 100%. Maybe not 100%. Like, no pain, no gain. Don't bite off more you can chew. See what I'm saying? Don't half-ass it. Turn the other cheek. I'm cursed. Suck it up, take it like a man. No, I can't say that. You cannot say that. When you have a gay son, you cannot say that. So, I don't know. I got granddaughters. Got a lot of granddaughters and a couple grandsons. So, yeah, we get together a lot. I play Barbies a lot. Yeah. Well, they don't always want to, I could be pretty persuasive. You play with dolls, sir? Yes. Do you? The blow-up kind? You know what they say? You can learn a lot from a dummy. Boys do. We play Barbies, man. I'm never as enthusiastic about playing house with Barbies as they want me to be, you know, and they let me know it too. It's like, Grandpa, you're not playing right. I'm like, Ken's tired. Ken just wants to drink a couple beers, watch a game. Why don't you take Malibu Stacy and go shopping? She's like, Grandpa, that's not how you play house. Yeah, wait till you grow up, you'll see what I'm talking about. That's exactly how you play house, isn't it? She got mad at me, too. I took her Barbie car, slammed it up against the wall, and a bumper popped off. She came in the other room. What happened? Ken was drinking. Ken was doing shots. Tried to get his keys. That's something you never see. Friday night, Ken. I got a new iPhone recently, man, and I'm not that technical. I'm a bricklayer by trade, you know, and but I got somebody that's teaching me how to download my apps and everything, and all I got to do is buy her a bike for her 10th birthday. That's my granddaughter I was telling you about. She's a whiz on the computer, man. She is, because I was babysitting recently, and I had her in timeout, and she's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to steal your identity. Shit, I didn't know she could do that, man. Yeah, I love my granddaughters, man. They pitched in and got me a T-shirt, world's greatest grandpa, you know, which I know I'm not, you know. But I'm a little reluctant to wear it in public, you know, because what if I run into the real one, you know? He's going to be pissed because I'm wearing his shirt. Yeah, I think that's about it for the kids. Gotta move on. I've been divorced 3 times, you guys. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. People are like, 3 times? I thought 3rd time was a charm. Mythbuster. I actually started doing stand-up in divorce court. Yeah, that's where I got my big start, you know. I was like, well, Your Honor, she took everything but the blame. I learned some stuff in divorce court. Yeah, I found out I wasn't quite the co-owner I thought I was. Yeah, the women are laughing. Had to borrow money to get divorced. Called it a home improvement loan. Yeah. Yeah. I tell you, man. One of our biggest fights, you know what our biggest fight was? Guys' night out. Yeah, I didn't think she should have them. My ex-wife to this day cannot use shampoo in the shower. Yeah, I guess the soap burns the snake's eyes or something. I don't know. I know, that's bad. I know. She's going to show up one of these days. Yeah. It's funny. But anyway, yeah, I'll tell you what, though, after that many divorces, it's kind of hard to hook up with a nice lady, you know, because women are like, 3 divorces. I am the common denominator. So I had some weird experiences. I got in a conversation with a deaf woman at the intersection. Before she realized I was just putting on hand lotion. It was weird. We're kind of like, I know. That's bad, you know. I think she was hitting on me because we dated for a while. And she's a fascinating woman, man. She was. Yeah, you know, it was one time she gave me a hand job. I'm like, now we're talking. Yeah, we're. Yeah. You know what the best part about it was? When I get tired of her bitching, I just shut my eyes. It's okay to laugh at that joke, okay? Anybody that was offended didn't hear it. I had a girlfriend found out she was cheating on me a day before we went to Disney World. Yeah, and her parents were paying for the whole trip. So I thought, what the hell? I can hang on for a couple days, you know. I've never been. It's always been a childhood dream. Break up with her ass on Monday. So I went, man. I'm having a good time. She knew something's up, you know. She's trying to pick toppings for the pizza, you know. But Troy, you love pepperonis. I'm like, not today. She's like, hey, let's get our picture taken. That won't be necessary. I know. And then I get the ultimate setup, you know, for a comedian. Ultimate. We're sitting there side by side on a roller coaster. The guy comes on. He's like, please secure your loose belongings. Gonna need a seatbelt. It's hard dating a comedian, you know, because we think everything's funny, you know. We could be in the middle of a fight and I'll pull out a notebook, start writing shit down. It's like, this ain't funny. I'm like, this is hilarious. I'm gonna forget this if I don't write it down. You know? She's like, I got news for you, mister, okay? I got news for you, Mr. Comedian, all right? This bedroom is not a comedy club. She's like, this bed right here, not a stage. I was like, I don't know. I've done some performing in it. She's like, yeah, I've done a little acting myself. That's not right. So where's our married people in here? Married people? Awesome, man. How long you guys been married?
22 years.
22 years? Uh-oh, we just started some shit. You lose track. They're like, yeah, that's going to fly. How about you guys? How long you guys been married? 34 years. 34 years? You sound so depleted. Today? Today's your anniversary? That is awesome. Wow, man. 34 years. Hell, you could have killed each other and got less time. I'm sure it has. All right. How long you guys been married? How long?
14.
14 years? That's cool. Do you kiss your wife every day when you leave the house, sir?
I do.
Yeah. All right. See, that's a good thing. You'll probably stay married forever. The reason I bring that up, you know, only 25% of all men actually kiss their wife goodbye when they leave the house. Only 25%. Yeah, where 75% of all men kiss their house goodbye when they leave their wife. So. Little math joke there for you. You guys are awesome, man. So glad you came out. I knew Kevin might be coming to the show, so I was trying to think of a doctor joke. I only had like one doctor joke, so I'm going to do it for you. There's a doctor, and he's in the hallway, walking down the hall in the hospital, and the nurse comes up and says, you know you got a thermometer behind your ear? And he goes, damn, some asshole's got my pencil. And I kind of cheated. This is actually my cousin here that I talked to. He's the first time you come to see me, I think, in all these years. Maybe another time? Okay. Wow, man. Another great story run by an eyewitness. Well, I appreciate you coming, man. And my son-in-law is also here. He works with me. He's my apprentice, and he's awesome. He when he when he first came to work for me, he liked to take a lot of breaks. It's like, when's break time? I'm like, man, I gave you a break when I hired you. I was like, come on. That's not true. So, anyway, remember when your mom said, don't put money in your mouth because you don't know where it's been? Remember that? Remember the first time you went to a strip club and saw where the money's been? Holy shit. Yeah, you remember that, don't you, sir? Like it was yesterday. You ever go now? Now? It's okay with you? If you go? Oh, that's cool. See, she's a smart lady. She knows you're not doing anything there. You're doing it at home. Right? Right? 'Cause you go to a strip club, and you look and don't touch. At home, you touch and don't look. It's kind of like... So, I travel around a lot, man. I see a lot of weird stuff. I saw a museum that was dedicated to divorced fathers. Yeah, it was a divorced fathers museum. I couldn't get in, though, because it was only open every other weekend and alternating holidays. Wednesdays from like 3:30 to 8. 2 weeks in the summer. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I saw a church that was so big it had its own McDonald's. That's messed up, isn't it? They're just merging too much stuff, man. Everything's too commercialized. You know what's weird about it is they changed the names of all the meals. They had a whole religious theme going. You go in there, they had the 10 condiments. They had a McEve sandwich made from the McRib. Yeah, they changed the name to all the dipping sauces, like meek, mild, Gentile. Burning bush, that was a hellfire damnation, that was the really hot one. They featured a new pizza pocket called Cheese's Crust. Go to the drive-up window. Yes, give me a Last Supper Value Meal Supreme. 3 Miracle Meals, 2 Holy Burgers, some crucifries. A Hebrew for my Jewish friend. And for the toy, could we get a McMoses? We've already got 3 McNoahs. Scratch that. Give me a fish sandwich. I think we could feed the whole bunch. That's right. Collect all 12 Action Apostle figures. Well, 11. Yeah. Judas can be found at Burger King. He was a traitor. Oh, he was a traitor. So they warned me, don't do religious material. Yeah, like, whatever. So, you guys ever bounce a check in church? That's about the worst thing you could do, isn't it? I had good intentions, man. I was just broke. Here comes the offering plate. I post-date a check, I had faith that the money would be there. But it wasn't, So now I got to call the pastor, and I like him. He's a young, hip pastor. He's very funny, actually. He's like a comedian himself. So I like going there. So I called him up and told him what happened. I post-dated a check. You guys cashed it, I was just waiting for what he's going to say. He goes, well, Troy, we don't want to take any chances. We never know when our Lord's returning. So I'm the comedian. I got to come back with something, So I'm like, well, my check returned. Then I took it way too far. I'm like 3 days later. It was silence on the other end of the phone, man. But here he comes, He goes, well, I guess now your whole account needs resurrection. Pastor's a stand-up comic. It's hilarious. That is funny. So, almost got a ticket the other day for parking in an expecting mother spot. It's the last time I'm meeting my mom at Walmart. Told the officer I was expecting her any minute. He let me off on originality. Like 20 years, he never heard no shit like that, you know. I was all excited, too. I wrote that. Yeah. Oh, I had another mom story there. Oh, my mom called me recently, asked me if I wanted jumper cables, for my birthday, She thought that'd be a good gift, and because I travel a little bit. And I said no. I don't want jumper cables because I'm an honest person. I don't want to have to lie to people when they need a jump. We all do that, don't we? Hey, I'm in trouble here. You got cables? No. We don't want to help anybody, do we? Never. So I am recording an album, and luckily we can edit. So I think I can take this part out. But I made a few notes because I've got some new stuff, and I'm just kind of trying to work it in, and I feel like I need those notes because I'm an old hippie, from the 70s, and I did a lot of drugs, back in the parking lot. My niece got married recently, married a guy named Chance. I mean, if that's not funny on its own. I've been divorced 3 times. My cousin Becky, 4, 7 between us. We're in the back of the chapel, and when it came to the part of the ceremony where she looked at him and said, "I take this chance." Like, you bet your ass. They actually live together, and they had this house for like 3 years, and they got a nice big yard, and my wife / girlfriend wanted to get him something for the yard, to kind of spruce it up a little bit. So she suggested getting a bird feeder, and wanted me to get something to go with it, So I got Chance a BB gun. My health is pretty good now. Actually, I had a heart attack, you guys, and some of you people already know this, but it was a long time ago. It was like same day Michael Jackson had a heart attack. Yeah, I was completely overshadowed. My friends are calling me in the hospital. "Hey, man, did you hear about Michael Jackson?" I'm like, "Did you hear about me?" But I kind of changed my way of living, changed my diet and everything, trying to eat better and eat the right stuff. People tell you exercise, right? Everybody says exercise. That's the key. And you guys exercise? That shit is hard, isn't it? Who wants to exercise? I mean, that's work, But they say, that it'll add time to your life. The part I'm worried about is the time that's added on is the exact amount of time that you spend exercising, So. Not sure. You guys get road rage? That wasn't yeah, that fuck yeah. I think you were in front of me the other day. Well, they're doing a lot of road construction in Indianapolis, if you haven't noticed. And the part that gets me is the lane closures, You got all these lane closures, and, finally you get down to a single file line, and everybody's kind of waiting patiently. And then you get that one guy, that thinks he's better than everybody else, right? Wants to cut in, Don't you hate that? You know what I hate worse than that? when I'm that guy and nobody lets me in. So, yeah, I do travel a little bit for this job. It's mostly a winter gig because I don't do this full time. But went to Las Vegas recently, and yeah, it was fun. It was people go and party and everything. But we went to one of those restaurants where they treat you bad on purpose. Yeah, what's it called? Like Denny's, I think it was. I think it was Denny's. What else, man? I've been role playing lately. I've been role playing for free drinks. Yeah, the other day I was Melissa. Well, this morning I was Megan. Yeah, it's like whatever names on those mobile orders at Starbucks when you go in there and steal them. You know, it's like. That's who I am at the moment. Watch a lot of news, and I tell you what, man, you cannot turn the news on without hearing about Trump. You know, I mean, Trump is everywhere, and whether you like him or not, Trump has answered a question I've had most of my adult life, and that is, what would the Gerber baby look like as an old man? Oh, thanks for laughing at that. Oh, so you guys go to porn stores? I have no segues, Kevin. Nobody ever goes. I don't know how that place makes money, really. Nobody ever says, yeah, I'll go. But I had time on my hands, and I'm traveling, and I see the Lion's Den, so I thought, okay, I'll go in there and check it out. And they got weird stuff in there. They have got some really weird stuff. They had like a woman's part in there, just like, that was it, just like from there to there, just that part, That certainly takes the argument out of the equation, doesn't it? This thing is like battery operated. It's like the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So I'm in the checkout line. And I asked the guy, I go, how do you know this thing works? He goes, oh, no. He goes, don't worry. He goes, everything's been pre-tested. I know. Oh. So I'm asking for an application. Come on, man, that'd be a good job, wouldn't it? Just testing sex equipment all day, be like, I want to work through lunch, guys. No, you go ahead. I'll catch up with you guys later. Hell, I might even work overtime, But as it turns out, they weren't hiring. Yeah, I guess nobody's ever quit. Why would you quit? I don't know. I take things literally, you guys. I do, man. I take things literally. I think that's where my daughter gets it, the afternoons and evenings thing, because she gets that for me. Because I'm just, it's kind of a curse, I went to the mall and I went to buy a shirt. It's like, how will you be paying for this? I said, I have a job. I work. Seems so obvious, Went to the drive-up window, ordered a sandwich. Yeah, it'll be $8.15. Please drive around. Why, is it going to be a while? Come back later, I guess. Go run some errands. I had an appointment to have a psychic reading, and I was running late, and I thought, do I need to call her? All right, if she's any good, she should know. I saw this sign, kittens, free to a good home. So I walked up, I knocked on the door. It's like, yeah, I come from a really bad home. How much for the fucking cats? I don't know. I do. I take things literally, man. I saw this. It was a Holiday Inn Express had a big sign, free breakfast. Ha ha! I stopped. And the manager's like, no. You got to stay here. How long? How long? I'm hungry. I was on the south side of Indianapolis, so they had a big automotive repair place, had a big sign in the front that said, free strut inspection. So I stopped. I'm like, what do you think, huh? What do you think, guys? I don't have enough room on the stage to do that joke. I just realized that. I saw this sign. It was a daycare center now accepting new infants. Like, is there old ones? Are they expecting Benjamin Button to show up or something? It's like, no, not you. I don't know. I'm just going to take a break, I guess. You guys don't mind, do you? It's not like you guys work every second you're at work. My dog's going to be 3 this weekend, so we're going to take her out drinking. 21. Thanks for explaining the joke, sir. Appreciate the help. I'm like a lot of comedians, you know. I crave attention, you know, so I don't feed my cats first thing in the morning. See the people laughing? Cat owners. You have to be a cat owner for that one. I think so. We got any non-drinkers in here? Non-drinkers? Yeah. Pot smoker, huh? Yeah. Very popular drug, isn't it? Cops pulled me over the other day. Said, if I go to your car, am I going to find anything? I said, nope, I've already looked. I know where all my hiding places are, and I can't find any, so. Good luck. No, I was driving up to Michigan recently to get some gummies, you know, for my chemo that I'm doing. It really helps. And I'm on my way up there when I got pulled over, and he got pissed at me after I said that. And he's like, okay, you know, if I go, you know, I'm going to look in here. Like, officer, I'm on my way to Michigan. You gotta catch me on the way back. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about myself. I have herpes. And, oh, I know, most people won't come out and tell you, you know, that they have herpes. That's how I got them. I started smoking pot during the Vietnam War, you guys. was 13. Because I got brothers and sisters that are like 10 and 15 years older than me, you know. If you got brothers and sisters that are that much older than you, then you were probably a mistake. Right, right. Mom says, surprise. But I did the math. It was anniversary sex plus my dad's birthday, so. Here I am. So 1973, my brother's friends are home from Vietnam. I'm 13. They're trying to get me to smoke weed, you know, and I'm like, no, man, I'm good. You know, I got some warm beer, right? You know, right? Because at 13, you know, you have a little control over the temperature of your beer, right? Mom's watching the fridge, you know, usually, where she should be anyway, at 13. And unless it's winter, right, you can put your beer outside, but this is a summer joke. So, so I'm like, no, man, I'm good. He goes, no, man, dude, you don't understand. God made pot, man made alcohol. Who do you trust? It's like, wow, man, that's a lot to lay on a 13-year-old, you know? It's like, well, I guess I trust God. I got so high, man, I had no business, man. I went home, and I'm 13. I go to my bedroom, and I'm sitting on the edge of the bed, and I look up, and there's a fly on the ceiling. And I start thinking, how close does a fly get to the ceiling before it turns over to land? Some of you are wondering that right now, aren't you? It's like, man, that's a damn good question. Oh, I want to sneak this bit in here. You guys ever owe somebody money so you avoid them? We're starting to bond now, aren't we? Buddy of mine calls me up. Troy, I ain't heard from you in a while because you owe me money. I was like, yeah. If I called you, it wouldn't be fair to all the other people I owe money to. Right? Keep things on an even keel. You ever sleep too long? You ever have somebody tell you slept too long? Is that possible? Don't your eyes open when you've had just the right amount? How would you know you slept too long? Wake up surrounded by a team of heart surgeons? I'm up. Oh, man, you guys have been great. I want to do one joke that you can take home and tell your kids, okay? Because you're going to say, hey, I went to a comedy club, but well, tell me a joke, all right? So I love this joke. Real simple, but you know why McDonald's can't have a steak sandwich? Because it would be a mistake. Thank you guys very much. God bless you. I'm Troy Davis. Really appreciate you guys, man. I really do.